moving into treatment, because this is the person you want. He's an expert in this area. What are some treatment options or outcomes, or just anything that you would like for us to know about treating somebody with a hoarding disorder? And again, disclaimer, you cannot treat someone if you have not been trained and don't have the licenses and the experience. Right. Nobody treat. This is just Dr. Hannan giving us a little overview.
So one of the definitely big things for treatment is the person has to want treatment. We're seeing more and more people that come to treatment willingly. Years ago, when we first started, there was more people being forced into treatment by the city, the town, family members, and you didn't get very far.
Didn't get very far at all.
No. And what we sort of moved towards in the treatment that we've kind of moved beyond OCD, before it was like a lot of exposure, just throw a lot of stuff out and we'll see if you stop worrying about it anymore. Right. Didn't work all that well. But that still is a part of the treatment. So what we look at, the treatment that's been most studied is cognitive behavioral therapy, where the elements that we have is first part of working on motivation. Like, what are the reasons people want to hold on to things? What are the reasons they want to let them go? Why is this difficult for them? Why would they want to do it? So helping them to kind of explore the reasons for and against actually changing the way they're doing things. We help them to try to think about things in a different way. We help them to try to experience things in a different way. So learning that if you were to let go of something, or you were to walk away from something you didn't purchase or bring home, that intense feeling you get will get better. It will go away. They often don't give themselves the chance to see that I didn't pick up that item and I went home and eventually I started forgetting about it. They may think about it for a while. They may think about it for the next week or so. They may 2 years again think about, why didn't I buy that thing? But even that 2 years from now, that feeling is not going to be going on for the entire 2 years, not the rest of their life. It pops in 2 years. They feel like for some time, they may feel uncomfortable, but that will go away. So we have to teach them not to acquire as much, teach them how to let go of things. And also learning how to organize as well is a big part of treatment. What you'll see with the outcomes of this is we're still learning. We're still doing more research on it. So it's not like we've got it and everything is fine.
We're not perfect.
We're not perfect. Fine. I think the first thing that people tend to do better with is learning how to not to discard. You will then see some improvements in the clutter. But the thing about the clutter is you can see improvements, but even with big improvements, there's still a big problem. As you mentioned, like to go back to the Collier brothers, like how many tons of stuff? Now, we usually don't see things with that many tons of material, but we see things with a lot of material. So you can see a huge difference, but it's still a lot of clutter there. And as you said, it can be very expensive to get that manpower to get all that stuff out. So there are certain times where you get sort of a blockade in terms of getting sort of getting to the place you want to go. Right. But we know that hoarding can be delivered in a lot of treatment for hoarding disorder can be delivered in a number of different ways. Individual treatment, where I work, we do group treatment exclusively. I know some people do. There's some self-help programs that people are involved with as well. So there are a number of different treatment options out there, but it's still sort of something that's we're kind of learning more about. Medication-wise, there's only a couple of studies on it, so you really can't say a lot in terms of medication. Some shown that medication is not very effective. There was a recent study that showed some chance that medications might be helpful to a very specific medication, but this still has to be studied more. So it can't really say that medication is going to be the answer, but that's something that still is very understudied at this point, but needs to be looked at further.
Okay, so the takeaway is mostly behavioral. You're gonna, as he mentioned, a CBT, and I'll leave a link for that as well. And that was one of the things that I was going to mention is in the past, it was difficult to treat disorder because there was poor compliance. Because as Dr. Hannan just mentioned, someone pushes you into something and says, "Now get better." You're going to come to therapy. Not talking. I'm not. And I've had clients who would just. I'm not going to throw away a thing. And I said, I still get paid whether you throw away anything or not. And that was a motivation. Just saying. Right. That worked. But we want to make sure that we have a client who wants to get the help. And that's with anything. That's just not with hoarding. You want a compliant client or patient because they want to be there. But it is still a really difficult, can be a difficult disorder to treat. Again, because it's where they live. It's sort of like someone who has alcoholism. They don't have to live in a bar. Someone with hoarding disorder has to live in their home. So it's a different dynamic. So I thank you for, letting us know what the treatment options are, and we're going to work on that portable hat. Thank you again for taking the time to stop by my channel. And before you leave, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification. Do me one other favor, tell at least 5 people you know about my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And if no one has told you today how awesome you are, I want you to know that you are absolutely, positively awesome. Take care. God bless. Bye.